sharing a video from YouTube, you know, is basically what we're doing. So it's setting it up on YouTube now. You can also go, if someone wanted to go directly to YouTube and put it in Town of Georgetown, they can watch it that way too. Okay, and just, so then you just say share, right?
Okay.
Copy. And then you go to the open media part. And it's under edit. Just go down to video URL. Don't look at any of that, don't, just it. And then just remember to say that.
Okay.
It's kind of a lot of weird steps that if you're not used to doing it,
Yeah.
but once you get,
I just want you to go back to the regular thing and show me what it is.
And then-
What's it more?
okay, well, and then go to indexing and you have to, you have to press that to be live. Now, when, okay, so then you think you would go up there. No, you go down here because it's already going.
Okay.
That's something. Okay, now we're live streaming.
And then
So I just, right there.
Okay, if you click that again.
Well, it doesn't show it now.
But it'll say live stream.
It'll say YouTube.
Okay. I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then, oh, one more thing. And then go to participants. Okay, and then you know about attendees.
Yes.
Okay, and then.
You can promote them.
And then the only other thing I'll do is change this to everyone so that attendees can see it, and then I just say, thanks for joining, you know, the planning commission meeting. If you'd like to speak to the commission, please type your name in the chat. Otherwise, it's ready to go.
Okay.
People, well, I sent Jeff a, participant link, so he won't have to promote him,
Okay.
and that's about it, that's all. Good to go.
Good.
Thank you, hope that's smooth.
And then when it's all over, when I close it out, does it automatically close out on?
All you have to do is go back, I think it will automatically close out
Okay.
since the Zoom is on, so you shouldn't have to worry about that, but if you could, just make sure if these guys, since this is the recommendation, to have him sign it. And the minutes too, if they approve them.
Okay.
If you can remember.
Okay. I've got some pictures. I need to print it out.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't, so I just need to copy. There's how many members?
Jake, Alex, Doug, Jackie, Ed, and then Kathy.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You can join the meeting as an attendee and will be muted throughout the meeting.
What is your deal?
Are you up here?
I think that might be one of your questions there on that committee, because obviously the election was all over the place in those pictures.
I mean, there's a good chance of going this way.
Hey Janine, this is Rick Henry, the town administrator for Georgetown, Colorado. I did get your email and I had been kind of, talking about the project with my special projects manager who oversees the project with RGT North. And I just have a question we were talking to, and I know you mentioned the OHP there, that it's gonna be moved, and could you let me know what the plan is? Is it gonna be buried? Is it gonna be moved? Could we find out? So, because on the other side of Arlington Street is gonna be the 10-foot bike path, concrete 10-foot bike path. So on one side, we have the 5 feet concrete where the overhead power lines are in the way, because it's in the right of way. And then on the other side of the street is gonna be the bike path. So we're just making sure that, it doesn't conflict with the project. So anyways, I would love to talk to you about it. If you can give a call, please go to 3-569-2555, extension 3. Thank you.
It's Jean, not Jean, it's Jean. She works Tuesday through Friday. It's pretty, but she kind of offers a lot, because she got her, so. Or you want to go to that, this meeting?
Yeah, so Jenny, yeah, but thank you for the quick response. I just left you a voicemail, but thought it might be a good idea to email you as well. I spoke with my special project manager regarding this.
Gee, where this one from?
Email. And we both need to know what the plan is for moving over at either line. We assume that it needs to be buried or moved across the street. We would really like to know to make sure it doesn't conflict with what we're doing on the other side of the street, i.e. it's in the concrete like that along I-7 and stuff.
Yeah. There's a ton of, she said.
Our original is, I forgot to email you regarding the relocation of the OHD or for the sidewalk project on part of it. These.
I hope that was you, but I'm not saying. Yeah, well, let me do it. The material.
Yeah, that's why it seems to me, when she's talking about material, she's talking about lines. So the other thing was, correct. When I spoke to her in person, it was those poles need to be raised, they're too low, they need to be, well, the line height has to be raised. So I don't know if the pole is tall enough to raise, I don't know, but the height of where the lines will need to be raised. They were not at standard guideline. And so, but I was kind of like, well, we've got more of a problem here, you're in my right. And you're being on top of that, you were putting the hammer on the street. It's just those 5 poles is what I'm telling you, in the car, going, this is in our,
This is the last time.
yeah. So I was like, those 5, it's not just the 2, these are all problems.
Well, and the one that's on the other side of 22nd Street is cattywampus,
Yeah. So I said, I don't know who approved this, to be a foot and a half from the road, you're violating a CDOT or standard, whatever road standards are in the state. So I think what happened was, they moved it because of the development they want.
Oh, I know.
That was what they said, they had to do it, the developer paid to move it. But I was like,
Because they forced,
But I think it was-
they used to go right through the microteles,
right,
and they forced the microtel, forced pay for them to move that line. They should, there's no way any further they should have to pay for that. They were-
Yeah, that's their problem.
You know,
but it seemed to me that,
but yeah, I would like to know, what are they doing with these lines?
but it seemed to me that it was a temporary move until they figured out what the long-term solution is. But I'm like, you made the day, I was like, they're like, you got a bunch of this? I'm like, it's not my problem. I'm like, I'm telling you, if you don't do this, we're gonna cut the lines in. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have my road crew, my road guys cut these lines. Because they're in our area that we need, and they're in violation of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, you can't do that. I'm like, watch me. I just said, we're not, and until we work together, Yeah, I said, you are already on my crap list from the decommissioning. So at this point, I don't care. So you're gonna do this, you're
But
gonna do
it is the law that if they are in the way of a road project, they have to move. I mean, it took me forever to move that one pole between, 11th and Wood Drive, which sat right beside the road. I said, all you have to do is move it up on the hill. All you have to do is move it up on the hill. I think it took us close to a year to get it down and move it up on the hill. We did not get it done. Not a single line. I said, you're in our way. Project, we lost it. You gotta move.
right. And that's what I was frustrated, and I said, I'm tired of the spin, I'm tired of being pushed around. And by the way, the, CDOT, chief engineer, he kind of basically like, this is all the negotiations for, visitor center. He's kind of like, it's not risen to me for me to get involved. You have to speak to these people. So I sent an email to them and they wouldn't respond. I sent an email to them, they didn't respond, so I sent an email back to him saying, I don't know who to talk to,
If they're not responding.
so.
You're not gonna talk to them and they're not talking.
Correct, so he said, here are the people that we need to talk to, reach out to them, so I reached out to them and copied him. And then they immediately responded, but when I spoke to, yes, Hope, and then I found out that this is the spin cycle. She's the same person that said she wasn't gonna increase it.
Correct.
And doing it, so I think what I'm gonna say, is I'm meeting with her on Monday,
Okay.
and, is it Monday?
Every Monday, you gotta go
Yeah,
to
maybe
the,
Monday, let me look at this.
so you have to go to Avon. $950,000, you gotta go to Avon. You have to go to Avon. Not go to Avon.
It's not.
And yes, they were willing to offer a contract, and they told the trust for another 3 years, for $75,000. But the trust said it's not a contract, it's the contract of the town. And we can't tell you that, yes, we're going to accept that contract, because we're not.
It's the sixth, November sixth,
Yeah,
so in 2 weeks.
yeah.
So what I'm gonna tell her is, Hope, I know that you had these discussions with Paul and somebody else that's been in these discussions.
I've been,
And I'm kind of like, if you're not the right person, then give me the right person we need to talk to. We're at the end of this, we need to renegotiate this. It's beyond frustrating now. So who do we need to do? Because you don't care, we do. And,
yeah, and you are the holder of this contract.
correct, and so I'm going, this is.
Well, I made this offer to them, and the other day, they, the trust, have no right,
They don't have a right to negotiate.
yeah, they don't have the right to negotiate.
This is between us and, not, HCI.
Or the trust, it's the trust.
Right, so, but what was the agreed, 3 years?
Well, that's what she was offering, and we've always had a 5-year agreement.
Okay, so did she increase it?
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm
for
saying.
the last 10 years, we have been at the same amount. Nobody stayed at the same amount for over 10 years. For the last 4 years. I mean, everybody sucks.
What if they push back, this is what I'm thinking. What if they push back here, all we're paying for is the bathrooms? That's all we're paying for. We don't care about your facility or.
Yes, right. We can't pay for that. And what we send them as a bill talks about their area of the business center. It talks about what it costs us to clean those bathrooms. It's gonna be $73,000 a year. Never mind the toilet paper, never mind the water bill, never mind the insurance bill.
Okay.
You know, let's just talk about, and that's cleaning once a day, thoroughly.
So what that?
Oh, just that.
It wasn't open.
It was just that. Probably about time.
That's
That's what I was checking out. I'm like, the real problem, what if she asked me?
See you, Rick.
You have it down, there's that, But, I need to provide, actually.
I just need to be ready for when I talk to you.
All right, I will get you more stuff, but I will get you the list of things. We
I got the
listed
basic list that Paul sent.
yeah, we list out the things we charge them for. They are also requiring outside maintenance, so we do, you know, in order to, but we don't put any staff time, we don't put any of that in, we tell them, we tell them it takes it's gonna take $410,000 to run the whole place. However, if you carve out just for that, you would still have bills that are far in excess of what their contribution is. And those bills are going up dramatically, and part of it is that we have a local cleaning service that exists at right around $40,000 a year, and now we're going to have to go to a non-local cleaning service, and it's going to be, I think it's $72. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on.
So can I ask another question, just thinking out box? Is there office space upstairs that's available? to
Yes.
rent out?
Yes. We've tried them a couple of times. The difficulty is, part of the difficulty is, matter of fact, Grable, we had a series, he's gonna move into the house over here, but he didn't have a series. He was down, it's not quite large enough, but, yeah. You hear the bathrooms downstairs,
Like, you hear the constant flushing, or?
which tends to, we do not love it as much. But we use it as the trust offices, but the trust could move in our, we talk frequently about renting that as an office space.
So if you were to leave, where would you guys live? I mean, how many office spaces do you need?
With one office, and half the time they're running it out of the school anyway.
Okay.
You know, half the time the staff that's up in the office is just calling church. And they're running it out of the school, we also own the Mahaney, and the Mahaney right around the corner here, where, Ian lives, and, Anne Marie Bob lives upstairs, but there is a space downstairs that Anne Marie Bob has used, but it's large enough for an office space, and we can talk about that any number of times. It's easier for Paul to be at the visitor center, there's an office, simply because if anything goes wrong, we've got 483,000 people coming through. Anybody,
Somebody there.
yeah, they're gonna make a decision. So, and it used to be, when I was the executive director, and that was my office upstairs, yeah, they would bust them, you know, we
And
just
you
have.
would be executive for the trust?
Yeah, for ever since I'm back, I took the shot, but that's what he was doing, I had, it had to do with the school, and they got us.
I mean, I wouldn't do too much, but.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have to raise money to build that building, I know the initial.
Well, is it possible to insulate?
What, from the noise? I'm not sure.
I'm just thinking that could be another revenue, if you can get something in there.
Absolutely, we talk about that, and we're going to continue to pursue that.
Is it-
Because even if they raise theirs some, they're not gonna fill our gap.
Yes, I know, but it would at least shrink it.
Yes, and so they're actually shrinking.
But I guess what we should do is talk to Jess Edwards, because she's about to be on the tourism board, to make this a marketing thing, but how to get the right entity in there. You know, whether it's the office, just office space, or is it retail?
No, it's not retail, it's all.
Office
And
space.
she would have to enter on the east side of the building, and there's this area that goes up, and then there's doors, and we have to be able to lock them off with the rest of the building. But it was built so you could do that,
Yeah,
because initially we thought that we wouldn't have an apartment space there.
you know, I mean, other.
And it's plumbed so you could do that, but living above the visitor center,
So,
it's a lot. And those bathrooms are, I mean, think about the fact that every person who comes in, the only reason they actually come in is to use the bathroom. So the bathroom is an occasional use. The bathroom
All day
is
long.
big, yes. It is all there. And it did bother me because I just got used to it. The other thing is that if you think about it, we pay what, 11 EQRs every month? And what is 11 times, $141?
That's a lot of water.
We have a lot of bathrooms. So our annual water bill
151, something?
is under 41. And we have 11 or 12 of them after that.
Well, that's $1,551.
Yeah, that's, I think we're paying actually
That's a lot.
1,700, so, but every single month. So, yeah, you know, you have to.
Yeah, that's more like 12 then. It's closer.
Yeah, because everything's so, like that, we have kind of all the stalls and then the handicaps and then yeah. It's kind of the whole thing is.
So if worst case scenario, and CDOT says, we don't want to do this anymore. So that's the most used visitor center in the whole state. And what would be their plan?
They
Is
would have no plan.
just let it go, let people keep driving?
Yeah.
Cause I'm like,
It is also the only visitor center on I-70 that is a visitor, that is a visitor center between DIA and there.
yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of visitor centers in Georgia.
Well, there are
They're smaller.
But you know, this is not a real visitor center, it's not a real
Right.
rest area, it's not one of our rest areas, this is privately owned, they got shopping, they come and take the money they need. And you can't make that take the money you need. It's yeah, first of all, they're running 6 AM to 10 PM, 365 days a year.
Yeah, and I wonder what's the correlation between people going to the bathroom and actually buying the product?
So if you think about it,
I bet it's really small.
no, it's not. The dollar for machine, because also. Holds many things and you get many moves and it's very moving, it's probably the best buyer and the best merchandiser I ever seen. We run that shop.
Yeah.
That shop makes money. It didn't used to, before long, it didn't make money.
I know.
Yes. But anyway,
Yeah, I'm going to get this done.
before November 6th, we'll have to talk about that some more.
Okay.
But do write back to Christine at some point and say, excuse me, no,
Yeah,
we want that marked on the ground.
yeah, I will.
That's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Oh, did you get me, I sent you the finance resolution?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't read it, but I saw it.
Yeah, we're gonna approve, then, so I'm okay. I can.
Yeah.
Go back, see what you have.
How you doing, Ed?
Hey, you think?
Huh?
I think.
You think? Yeah. Oh. Again. Huh? How are you? Tired. My head hurts. Oh, yeah. Oh, how about yourself? What's that? How about yourself? Oh, well, okay. You know, I did Winnie's, but, not too bad.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Good. I'm Diane Anderson.
Diane, nice to meet you, Jake Cooper.
You're Jay Cooper?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the cook?
No, I'm the chairman. No, I'm not related to Amanda. We're friends
Her
though.
husband's name is Jake.
No, her husband is Ryan.
Oh, you're Jake Cooper.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Diane Anderson.
Ed Hoover,
Ed Hooper?
have Hoover.
Hooper. I got it from Hooper.
Oh, no. Hoover.
So I'm here for the one thing on your agenda.
What's your name?
Diane Anderson.
Okay.
I live right over there.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm here for the agenda. Did you make a verdict yet?
No, we haven't even started the meeting.
I mean, like last week?
We're not allowed to talk about it until the meeting starts. So we're not allowed to talk amongst each other until the meeting starts.
Oh, okay.
So we haven't talked about it.
Wait a minute, I gotta say hello. I think one of my friends is on. Hi, Jeff. Over there.
I'm not sure the meeting is public yet.
Oh, well, okay. Let me fix my hair then, mirror. So. So what do you guys do? What does planning mean?
We had time to advise what we're doing for the town, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And, we look at houses, properties. See if they're okay or not okay. But it's kind of thing, you know, what the business is, got camping, whatever. We talk about it a lot, but a lot of time.
So we follow a pretty good code book. And we make decisions off of that code book, like the decisions that we're gonna have to make tonight. About, encroachment is one of the things, special use licenses, lots of different things. There's a whole lot of things that we make decisions about.
So I know that this guy over here that's on like 6, like 7, like Griffith, 7th and Griffith. We encroached a lot onto, I think it's Griffith. It's that big brown house right there, right behind here. That big new house, really nice, and he did a lot of landscaping. But he encroached on the street like by many feet. It was a big deal. And then he said, no, he couldn't. I don't know who said it though. Look who's here.
Nobody.
Look who's here.
Look who's here.
Look who's here. Isn't that interesting? We're talking about what the planning commission does, and I don't even know.
They like to make up stuff,
Oh.
make new rules.
It's easy.
Do I get one? Oh. Oh, this is weird. This is where I live, you guys. I live right here.
Right.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I took the picture.
Did you know I lived there? When you, oh, look, there's my house. Isn't that funny? You took the picture. Well, here you go. I don't need to use it. What's the last, oh, the street,
Yeah, it's just another street picture.
yeah.
I'll save it to this person here. All right, do I need to let anybody in?
Is Jennifer coming?
No. Okay.
Oh, tell her I missed her then.
I'm gonna grab the code book just in case questions come up.
So. You have more members coming?
How are you?
Okay. Okay, good.
Good.
Okay, that's just okay.
Just okay?
Not great.
Well, I mean, it's approaching winter, snow's coming. Aren't you excited?
No, that's part of why I'm just okay.
I love
I want to
snow.
move to
Me too.
Hawaii.
I do.
I'm ready to hit the mountain.
Yeah. I love it when it falls. It's so peaceful. It sounds so quiet. The interstate shuts down and it's really quiet. You hear no Jake brake sounds.
Hey, Alex.
Oh, can we talk about that? Yes, exactly.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Hi.
Hi.
We don't have a problem.
Good.
I just read in one of the things I get from the town that you asked the police of the Georgetown police
Right.
went out there and made arrests or made
There's yours.
tickets
Tickets, yeah.
for people that didn't, and that hasn't happened before.
Right.
How did this start and why hasn't it happened before? These are burning questions.
Well, it's because it's more of looking at correlation, okay? So we've tried to talk to the state, CDOT, we've talked to different entities to try to, what will they do? And nobody wants to do anything. So we started thinking about it, and I think it's a correlation of speed. The speed is 45 coming down Silver Plume. Those trucks are not doing 45. They're doing 65.
I know.
And
We all know
so,
that.
in order to, it's a safety mechanism, they use their engine brake. Well, they're supposed to have mufflers on it,
Right.
but
right.
that helps slow the
the truck down.
Right,
But there's a correlation because the faster they're going, the more they're having to use it. So that's exactly what's happened is that, will it change? I don't know. The day when people used to use their CBs to talk to each other, I don't know how much that's going on today.
I mean,
However,
truckers talking to other truckers.
Right,
and
to
saying
let 'em
what's the
know.
lie there.
so I hope that there's a correlation to show that if you start making stops, then it'll spread like wildfire. Hey, you don't speed in Georgetown because they're gonna pull your truck over. And then that should show a decline of Jake breaks.
Okay, I understand, that's good, it's
Yeah.
good planning, but how often are the cops gonna go out there and do that?
Well, we have 3 cops
I know,
and they have other duties.
I
So-
know, that's not, don't tell me that, tell me how often the cops are
Hey,
gonna
Doug.
go out there to do that.
Okay.
Where is he?
Yeah. You're this one? Okay, I can change you. I can do it now. Okay, now you should be switch saver. Okay, great, you open, all right, bye. Okay,
You know,
Doug's
I-
on.
Are you able to bring him in on the screen or?
Doug, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Can you see us?
Yep, I can see you guys too.
Okay, can you show us yourself?
Yeah, if I can find that, I will do that for sure.
You do have a beautiful face that we need to see.
Oh, thanks, Rick.
Does anybody know if Catherine's coming?
I don't know. I don't know, I don't even know if I have her number. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, we have a quorum.
Okay. Oh. The time is 6:01. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can you, call roll call?
Yeah, sure. Ed Newberg,
Here.
Alex Cordell,
Here.
Doug Roskop,
Present?
Jay Cooper.
Here. I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
First.
Just say, yeah, I moved to,
I move to approve the order. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approves. So the motion is the recommendation of an encroachment agreement to the Board of Selectmen, Jeff Savage, 303 Fourth Street, historic residential district, non-contributing structure. Property owners would like permission to access the rear of the house through the town parking lot on Third Street. We'll begin with audience business first. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make a comment? And I'm gonna limit your comments to 5 minutes.
a comment on the agenda?
Yeah,
Oh, that's what I'm here for,
okay.
but I'm not here
If
to
it-
comment until you.
correct. If it's not on the agenda, they don't speak. I mean, if they're gonna speak on the agenda, then they have to wait till that comes up.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the agenda. Have y'all had a chance to read on the agenda?
Yeah.
Do you want to start on
Sure, so it seems that the applicant would like to,
Can I pause for a second?
yeah, go ahead.
So normally what you'll do, Jake, because I know this is new, is you'll say, staff gives a report.
it? Okay,
And then you can have the applicant, then state what their intention is, and then you guys talk after that.
okay,
So then you'll talk through what I brought up, what new information that the applicant has, and then you guys then deliberate and talk. And then if you have questions for me, you can ask me questions, or you can ask but you kind of do it in order. So I'll start with the staff report. So what we have tonight is the applicant, Jeff Savage at 403 4th Street, has applied for an encroachment license. If you can look on some of the documents that I presented, such as Exhibit A in the very back of the packet, you'll see that triangle shaped area. And if you switch to the page right above that, shows the little small lot that also is owned by the town. So both triangles indicate town-owned property. And then if you look at the last page again, where it says Exhibit A, or not, I don't know if that's the last page, Exhibit A, it has the large triangle, and then it shows basically the access path that the applicant's asking for. And so the applicant, he owns the home. He doesn't live here year round. He comes in a few times a year, whether it be him or his family or guests will stay at the place. And so in the past, they were parking in the parking lot and then just kind of made an easement kind of going through without permission. Town staff spoke to the applicant a year and a half ago and just said, you can't do this. This is not appropriate. You can't just open up a parking lot and create your own access. So on no parking lots. And also all town-owned parking lots, you're not allowed to park a vehicle overnight. And so there's no overnight parking. And all of our parking lots, we have signs up that say that, including our latest Strauss Park that did not have one, but there's one now. We're trying to make it's consistent. It's all town, it's public parking. And so I had communicated a year and a half ago that this is the path forward. You got to get an encroachment license. And so the applicant's not here that often. And so recently, when I was driving through doing inventory of just the roads in general, and I happened to go up to the parking lot and I noticed that the access was open still. And so I had communicated to the applicant through a letter and said, again, the appropriate way is to get an encroachment license. It's not a permanent license, but it gives you permission. And, thinking through things, I did put some conditions on what would be appropriate. There are times where in general, it's not a big deal because he only comes in a few times a year. However, there could be potential problems if we have a lot of people in town because of leaf peeping or whatever, and they want to go hiking. And so sometimes that parking lot does fill up. And so, I can't guarantee that he would have a parking space. However, for the most part, he's only barely coming in. He shouldn't have a problem. But in the case that his lot access gets blocked, he can't call a tow truck and remove it because it's public parking in a sense. However, I don't think it's a big deal. The town looks at it as this is, at this point, we don't have a reason to develop the lot that we own that he's driving through. At this point, we don't have a reason to develop that lot. Would we develop in the future? Maybe. I mean, it could be another area we put storage materials. We could, we're always looking for smaller areas where we can store materials, so it's easier to access materials across the town. So, but at this point, we don't have a reason to do that. But if there is a reason in the future, we would have to communicate to the applicant to revoke that encroachment license agreement so that he would have to then not have that parking privilege anymore. So anyways, that's what it is. The applicant's been very cordial. In fact, he's brought his neighbor here, Diane Anderson, and she has also wrote a letter that's in there communicating. She has never had a problem with the applicant. And so it's very peaceful. I think it's a very basic, simple thing. Jake has also took some pictures if you have any questions, but I tried to provide materials of backstory and even how we have come to a resolution even recently to kind of move forward. with this situation of, and I believe on the front end of his parking, he was communicating, there's not much spaces for him or his family when they come into town, that's the reason why he wants to access. So it's not because I don't believe he has a driveway, so he parks on the street. And, but you can clarify that with the applicant when he speaks. Any questions for me?
When you said that the access was still open, was like something being moved or?
Yeah,
or
so-
is it like just like his house and then the parking lot?
His house, then there's a lot that the town owns, and then there's a parking lot. So
Right.
goes through it.
And is he trying to park on the parking lot or on the lot?
So he was parking on the parking lot until I told him he couldn't do that. Overnight, he was parking.
Right.
Then he was parking in the access down through the town parking lot, through the lot, and he was parking on the back part of his, well, it was kind of on part of your lot, part of his lot, that very, very end part. So that's what it was.
And when you said access being still open, is that what you're?
Yeah, because
Is he moving anything?
well, at the time when I first flagged it, he had contractors back there that he was bringing the contractor trucks through that and parking it, unloading materials. And so I kind of, at the time, it was like, I understand you need to do this, but this is not typically allowed to kind of go through property that's not yours, that you haven't got permission to do that. And it's like, imagine if someone is going through your property to unload materials. It is the town property. It's not a big deal, but I said, you got to get an encroachment license if you're going to permanently, and his plan was to permanently do that, to create a back parking area.
And he knows if the encroachment license would pass, it could be revoked, and he knows everything that you described.
I've communicated that
Okay,
in a letter,
gotcha.
but we can make sure that the applicant would understand that tonight.
How long is the permit for?
The permit, I don't think there's a cutoff on the permit. I think it's an indefinite, it's just it's an agreement that the town would give, knowing that it could be revoked at any point.
Okay, yeah, and is there any thoughts of, you said that he doesn't have any parking on the front side of his property. That's not what this is about, but the biggest thing is, does he have any thoughts of, I guess we'll listen to the applicant.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Hear the applicant about his parking situation and ask questions from there. Good
Yeah.
question. Any other questions for me? Okay. Let's have the applicant. Jeff, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, go ahead and explain your situation. And then I know I saw your hand, but we have to it's just an order.
No, I was waving to Jeff.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying, hi, Jeff. I don't see him anywhere though.
Jeff, do you have video capability?
I'm an older guy, so I'm not sure I can figure out how to turn on the video.
At the very bottom of your screen on the left, it should say
Plus and
video.
minus. Just a second here.
At the very bottom to the left, it should say, like video and mute. Do you see those two buttons, mute and video?
At the top of my screen, I've got the mute, which I, had muted until just now.
Okay.
I don't, just a second, let me pull it back. I don't see, hold on a second, more. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Jeff. I don't have a video. I only have mute, raise hand, or chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, carry on.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess I'll just I'll back up. Rick did come to me last year. We were having new windows put in. And because of the fact in front of our house, it actually dead ends into Diane's house and garage. And So they did pull down through there and park and unload their materials and put the new windows in. So anyway, not knowing, I had continued to park there until Rick talked to me and told me that, that I could not do it. So anyway, we were back up there month and a half ago. And I went down and visited with Rick. He had already emailed me the application and so on. So just trying to follow procedure at this point. I can tell you that, we're probably not there total, maybe 6 weeks a year. And, honestly, it's a convenience to me to be able to back down in, unload there and come through the back of the house. I did stay and park up in the parking lot per Rick while we were there, and moved in the evening. So I really don't know what else to say. It would be very generous of you if you gave me the opportunity to be able to park there. And yes, about 10 feet of what I park in is actually Diane's, and I've spoken with her, and she does not have an issue with that. I think Rick, you can see it. It's the rectangular shaped piece there. That's actually 10 feet wide.
Okay, let me show you that to the board so that they can understand that. So I'm gonna just explain what he just said. So this little area, so this is the easement he's asking for. This rectangle is a 10-foot long, and that's Diane's. This is her property in the back. This is also her little strip. This area right here, this is her strip. This is the parking lot. This is the access he's asking. This is Diane's property, and then here's his home. So this right here is Diane's, right? Yes. So this is ours. This little triangle is the town's. This is Diane's, and then that's his.
And he's just asking to park in this little area.
He's asking to park just in this area right here.
Yeah.
He's just wanting to. So this is Diane's area right here. This rectangle. This is her home. This is her yard. This is her. Where's the parking? And he wants to park in this area right here.
Yeah, which is partially on Diane's. He wants to park essentially right here.
Yeah, correct. But I'm not counting hers as easement because we can't grant an easement on her property. That's right. But this is ours. This is why I'm marking, this would be our property and this is our property.
But people come in to park,
Yes,
they're right there, right?
they could possibly.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that it's a parking lot or not?
No, it is a parking lot.
He just has to be able to park there essentially overnight.
And we'll get a chance to discuss that here in a minute.
It's a public parking lot. That's correct.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. You're correct. Okay, carry on,
So-
Jeff.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, if I'm hearing everybody, yeah, the parking lot does sit right above us. And I come through the parking lot, through the city property, and then basically the bulk of where I park is actually on Diane's, but I just back into my house down there. And then I enter through the back of my house from the deck. And again, in front of the house, it dead ends into Diane's house. And then the neighbor straight across the street, they're also from Oklahoma. They're there. And then there's Ron. Ron usually has about 3 vehicles parked there. So it gets rather congested. I mean, all I can tell you is I don't damage the city property. Ultimately, it would just be a huge convenience to me to be able to park behind my house with access from the parking lot and across the city property.
So Jeff, can you see this picture?
Yes, I can. And
Is that across the street from you?
Yeah, so that would be on the right-hand side of that picture would be the 3 cars that are usually in front of Ron's house. And then I don't know whose other vehicle that is on the left, but that would be basically below the rocks in front of my house. And
Yeah, I got you.
yes,
I can.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I can. Yeah, where that big tree is, that sits on the big rock out in front of my house. But straight in front of that is typically where Diane parks at.
Okay. And then Diane's house is this white one here?
Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay.
And she might be able to elaborate on that. Some, I mean, she lives there full time, so.
This is
And then this is the other picture that we have here.
That's
And that's
looking
just-
back. That's looking back west down the street towards the schoolhouse. Yeah, and that's Ron's vehicles on the right, and I can't quite tell what that is right in the bottom corner of the picture, but
That's all parking. That's all public parking. Enough to fit 10, 12 cars.
Okay.
I know we do get during school time. I think some of the teachers park up and down that street too.
They do from about 7:30 in the morning till about 4:30 in the evening,
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday.
Are we at the point to ask the applicant questions?
Sure.
Okay, if not granted, Jeff, are you prepared for parking on the front side of your property?
Probably what I would do is like I did the last time there, I would just park up in the public parking lot. And I can move around. I can pull back down around in front in the evening if necessary. Did I answer your question? Okay.
So your plan would be to park down in the front of your property and then at night park
Overnight.
Go ahead.
During the day to park in the public parking lot back there. And access my house there just to kind of keep the congestion out during the day. And then, you know, if this doesn't get approved, I would just have to pull around at night and either park there on 3rd Street, you know, just south of my house, or pull back around in front there on 4th Street.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I was just, you know, for my own clarification, I just tried to think of worst case scenario. If the land is used by the town for another use, if you have other access to your property, you know, that's really what I was looking for. So thank you.
Yes, I can. I would find a way to make do, sir.
Alex, any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Probably other questions, but right now.
Not for the applicant. Okay. So then now you can ask for public comment and then you guys can deliberate yourselves.
Diane, I think you had something to say.
Well, actually, I was here to listen to what you guys were talking about and see if it was going to be, you know, how you were thinking. And I don't know if you all quite understand how hard it is for Jeff and his people to access his house if it isn't through the parking lot. Because he has no access to his house via car. He can only access his house by foot, period. Because if you saw where I live, and I'm at the end of the street, and right at the end of my house is a walkway going all the way up to his house, but it's very narrow because of the size of the rocks are, how big are the rocks? 20, 15 feet big?
This is his house, correct?
Yeah, you can't see
Yeah,
the rocks.
okay,
Okay, you can see this rock, and there's another rock, and
This house is-
another rock.
yeah,
Directly behind the
yeah.
The tree, okay, so what happens is, where the big rock
This is the access.
comes down to the little walkway going to his house, which goes by my house, we share that walkway. There's a fire hydrant. And between the fire hydrant and the rock is only about less than 3 feet. So for him to even get a refrigerator to his house, or to carry those windows, he had all his windows replaced. To do that kind of thing, it's almost like, it's not impossible if you want to lift a refrigerator above the fire hydrant as you climb the walkway to his house. But it's really stupid. I mean, not stupid. I'm not here to say stupid. I'm here to say ridiculous. I truly
Inconvenient.
feel that he needs to be able to access his house, even though he may not have to park there overnight. But to be able to freely access his house, to do things like that, just to unload his car of all the coolers he brings, up those stairs, you've been there. And you saw between the rock and, it's just a long walkway. That's what I'm here to do, is just say that. It's like, I think he really needs it, the access.
I guess for the record, Diane, what's your address?
401 4th
Yeah,
Street.
thank you. What was your full name?
Diane Anderson. Is that going on? You want my middle initial?
No, you're good. 401 4th Street,
Yeah.
thank you. Is there anybody else present or not present that wants to speak on the issue? Okay.
Now you guys can talk through it. Okay, so I have this clarification. Once the board starts to move into this part, no one else can speak. So you are not allowed to ask questions. So now it's their turn because this part's over.
So,
Okay.
Doug, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you well. I'm good.
I'm kind of on the fence on this one. There's no precursor to this. This hasn't happened in the town before. If we do this, it opens up a can of worms for other people to have the same thing done in other situations. I get where he's coming from. It's a tough one. At the same,
You thought that way.
I get it. At the same time, that parking lot is exclusively used for Rutherford Trail. If it fills up during leafer season or during a different type of season and the cars are, he's parked there and the cars are blocking him in for 6 hours and he has to get somewhere, there's nothing he can do about it. He can't have it towed, like you said, he can't have it towed. He can't call the town. He can't, stand out there. There's really nothing he can do. So that's a concern. I think these are all things that you discussed with him, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I discussed with him about it. When I wrote up the report, that was to you as thinking about conditions that he has an access that we would grant him. However, it does not give him all these other things. He can't call the police that he's blocked in. Well, he could call somebody, but he can't call a tow truck and have him towed. He doesn't have that right. But he would have to understand that it's not a guarantee.
Very unlikely for him to get blocked in, like.
Correct.
Well, during a weekend like leafer season, if he is here, it's very likely to get blocked in. If you were at the parking lot 2 weekends ago and see how busy it was.
I'm I bike through that parking lot about 3 times a week and for the entirety of that, whenever I can without snow being there. And most all the time, there's 0 to 1 cars there.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry, I didn't mean, did I interrupt you, Alex? Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure, so the encroachment agreement does have already listed in it that it can be revoked at any time, or does that need to be put through with a motion?
It's already in there, Doug.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds good.
So that, you just got to my point. I think with it being a revocable item, then I don't see any, like, it's a very, like if you reference it, this opens up a can of worms where there's tremendous other amounts of people in town asking for similar things, and we found it like then unfair and we can revoke this. But for this small space that's unused.
I mean, also, there's quite a bit of other parking in front of his house.
Yeah. It's true.
Ed,
That's kind of my dilemma.
your thoughts, Ed?
I mean, being a contractor, the inconvenience isn't, we get inconvenience every day up there.
I have basically a pet peeve about, we have little parking spots all over. And for us to allow someone to go in there and park all the time, whatever amount of time, and if they're not able to, are we not able to get more people in there, then we're looking for at least one, we can't get in there because of that point, that spot. And I think as long as the public's doing it, I don't think we should open up to anybody.
But he could still go park there every day. And but just, yeah, he could.
You gotta be out.
Yeah, overnight. He could go park there every day
Yeah,
and take up those spots.
and he can park there too.
He could. But just as if he didn't park there, then the public could also park there.
Well, they may do too. I don't know, yeah, but
So just to
I-
clarify what Ed was talking about there was your biggest concern is the public parking for the town, correct?
I am, yeah. Because of a premium for us to get people in here.
Also, another thing, you know, the previous owner of this house, where did he park? How come this wasn't an issue for him? Or the person before him, or the people before him?
Yeah, it was bought that way.
Well, is that more of a fact of Rick just trying to make sure that the easement was in the right sequence of events where we're actually going through the correct chain of command? I don't know that answer. Jake.
So, okay, the question came up, what have the other people in the past do? We can't answer that, but I bet the neighbor could. And so you may want to, you could ask her a question, because she can't ask you a question, but you can ask her a question.
Do you know the answer to that question, Doug?
The previous owners, where they parked?
I know 2 things. And you only ask me one question, can I have 2 answers?
Sure.
Jeff has a picture of a long time, the house was built in the middle 70s, like 73, of cars that were parked in front of the house. And we've been trying to figure out when those rocks were put in there. And we've never figured out, because there's no permit for those rocks. Those rocks were definitely put there because in the old days, the Rutherford Trail. If you see my property, the Rutherford Trail came right diagonally through my backyard and down onto Fourth Street. And that was the wagon trail, and it was a wide
Okay.
wagon trail with mules and carts and wagons. And that's how it used to be. But now, that those rocks have been there ever since Dave and Natalie Gilbert bought that house in around the late 70s, 76, 77. So nobody knows about how the rocks got there. But since then, they've been parking in the back. I don't know this for a fact, but it's the only place to access the house, period. But nobody knew about this until the neighbors on Third Street decided to make a complaint. And this is true. They complained that the Savages were parking on the town's lot, right behind my house. They were parking there it was access to their house. It was like a no-brainer. And somebody complained. Before that, nobody had ever complained about it. It was never an issue for all these years until the neighbors on Third Street said, no. Okay, that's what I know. Thank you for letting me speak.
Okay, then thank you for the answer. Appreciate it.
Is there anybody else on the board that has anything else to say about this? Doug?
Was that no? I think I'm ready for a motion if we're ready.
Is that next?
Yeah.
Okay,
So you can't make a motion, you call for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Jeff Savage's application of the encroachment license. And
I'll second.
You got a second?
that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3. No, okay, then you call for a no.
Did you say nay?
Any no's?
Right.
So you got 3 for yes, 1 for no.
So motion passes.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Are we done?
Yes.
From the public
Can I
part.
talk?
No.
No? Hey, Rick,
You can come talk to me afterward.
no, I can't talk at all.
Not in the hearing.
It's over.
Well, they're not over though. They still got,
Oh, you mean the agenda's over, but they're still in a meeting, so I.
Correct.
Oh,
They still-
sorry,
just a minute.
sorry.
We're about to wrap it up. Like to make a motion to adjourn.
well, what about do we have the other notes? What's that last page then? Oh, I saw something.
Do we just need to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Yeah, this is the minutes from last.
Approve the minutes.
Yeah, just call for a vote.
I make a motion.
Make a motion, I call to make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting from August 16th.
Second.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then you can call to adjourn.
To make a motion to adjourn the meeting for the planning commission for Wednesday, October 18th, 2023.
I so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that concludes the planning commission meeting. Now you can speak. Thank you everyone for joining.
I just wanted to
Thanks,
say thank
thanks
you for
guys. Have a good night.
entertaining and discussing the
Thank you, Jim.
idea. I really
Hey,
appreciate your